Hello, everybody. This is Sean again in Applications Programming, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my code for a dial pad. Um, so in this dial pad, there are two main CPP files that we were using. First is the main window, and in this main window, it has a lot of bare bones things, some things that Dr. Park showed us. These two void functions are first. But what I really worked on was these push buttons. So every time a button in the UI, as you can see, there's multiple buttons. There's 12 and then those two if you include that. Every time that button was clicked, it would check to see formatting things, such as was the length 3 or 7. And that simple if-else statement would put the dash if it needed a dash or no dash. And so I continue with that theory, and I have it on all of my push buttons until we get to the pound button, or not the pound button, my apologies. The call button. So the call button, I was having some issues with putting an image as the button, but I figured it out in a more simple way, so I can go ahead and delete this code. That was just kind of to show you guys what I was originally doing. This way works too. It just doesn't call it until the button's clicked. But this is what I had to adjust the color. So I had to go white and black, and then so I'll show you guys this in the demo, but this is just basically for the pop-up message. And then delete. I have an if-else statement so that if the number is a 3 or a 7 and it's supposed to have a dash, it will delete the according number and the dash, which is nice. And then real quickly, my address book model is the same as Dr. Park's. It simply loads in that 500 file and sorts it out and lays it out in a neatly organized fashion. So let's go ahead and run my thing, and I can show you guys how it's looking, how it functions, and so on. So here we are. It's a nice green layout, and if I want to compare it side by side, this is the one that I was trying to implement. So it's got a lot of the similar green buttons. Dr. Park told me to edit it a little bit more fashionably because it was a little bland. It's an expired software. So I tried to do that by adding the buttons so they look glowing, and so the numbers are literally popping out of the buttons. You guys can decide how well I did that, but I think it looks pretty good. And then for a call icon, I thought that gray on the side was just boring, so I made a professional emblem that I enjoy a lot more, and that's pretty fun. And then the back arrow, there was none on my example image, so I added a back arrow on this one. So to show you guys that it works, I can open an address book here. That US 500 is the one Dr. Park gave us, and this pulls up our people. So say I want her number, I can click on that, or James's number, I can click anywhere within his name, which is real nice. And it works for all numbers. So say I need to quickly get to, I don't know, Jose's number. So I click on his number and call. Boom, there's our calling function. So it's in a nice black and white tone. But say I don't want Jose, so I want to type in like my own number. I don't know, whatever you want to test here. So we'll make it that many digits. Say, oops, it's not an 8 and 9, just to make sure I'm back. And there we go, it's calls, which is nice. And that continues through. So we got a bunch of buttons here. You can do anything, any of the numbers given, and you can't go over, which is nice. I set a limit of I believe 12, so that there's not a finalized number, but you can subtract. So once it's called, it will show you what number you're calling, and then it will reset this box, and that's kind of nice. And then as another example for the coding implementation, when you subtract from the dash, it should subtract the dash and the number. It's just an ease of use. So dash and number. And that makes it much nicer on the user. That way they don't have to subtract a dash as well. They only have to subtract the number. Because nobody wants to do extra subtractions if they don't have to. So yeah, I'd say it looks pretty similar. This ViewMe H323 is, like I said, an outdated model, but I tried to add my own futuristic style to it, and I really like how it turned out. I like messing around with the style sheet, and Dr. Park kind of helped me figure out what goes where and how to add the green-black theme, which I enjoy. So, yeah, that's my code. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.